Uh-oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my new sewing room. So as I mentioned in my Quebec City Comic Con vlog, my boyfriend and I have recently moved, which is why I haven't been posting a whole lot of content on my YouTube channel, because moving is an entire process, especially because we went from an apartment to a house. There was a cat in there. So moving from an apartment to a house is a lot more work than you'd think. So we've had a lot to kind of deal with to set up our home. And of course, with a new house means a brand new sewing room, which is where I am right now in front of my giant closet, which I love very much. I figured I would take you guys along for a little vlog trip with me on how I set up this brand new room. So without further ado, let me show you how I organize this room and give you the final tour.
Welcome to the voiceover portion of the video. So here's a look at the room after we moved in. So there's just about boxes everywhere. All sorts of things. It really needs to be organized, and that's where we're gonna start in this little adventure. So when I was packing everything up, I organized it with books and fabric together, because when you put a lot of books into a box together, it gets very, very heavy very, very fast. So the fabric kind of balances it out a bit. So what I had to do first was actually go through all the boxes and find out what boxes had what in them and separate the fabric from the books. Then the fun part starts, where I start to organize the shelf behind me over here. I put my bigger books, like textbooks and such, on the bottom shelf, but also because they fit there, but also to weigh down the bookshelf a little bit. I do have quite a bit of resource books and cosplay books and all of these other things, so I started to organize them based on what I thought aesthetically looked good, but also what fit on the shelves best. I actually really like how I organized this in the end, and I did change it up a little bit from what you see right now, but I'm actually really happy with how the bottom of this shelf looks and how I organized all my books this time around. So once the books were all organized, it was time to get onto the fabric, because now I had it all over the place on the floor because of the books. So what I first did was organize it all by color and started to put away in this chest of drawers. I was really lucky that we got a new set of drawers for our bedroom, so I got to use the one that used to be in our room, and it actually matches some of the other furniture quite well. There's a lot of space, and honestly, I really love that I got to organize my fabric this way. I decided to put it all in by color, so I knew what colors were where, and when I'm looking for something, I can find it quite easily. I find this way more accessible than how I used to store my fabric, which was all in cardboard boxes. Now, last time I moved and showed you guys a video like this, I talked about this table, but I never actually showed anyone how to set up my sewing machine in the table, because the things that you don't see are all the little holes in it and such to throw wires through. So you can see me kind of pulling wires through here, and this table was really special because it was actually customized to fit my particular sewing machine. It wasn't exactly the size when it started off and was fitted for a different machine, but my mom and my brother-in-law fit it really, really well and added an extension to the side. So you can kind of see me here setting it up, feeding all those wires through, and getting the machine into its proper place. Something I really like to have in my creative space is a bulletin board with all sorts of little inspiring things on it. Some of them are just things, little mementos from conventions, so pictures, Polaroids, and also some drawings friends have done for me, and also some commissions. I also like to put up other little things here, and I tend to change it up once in a while. It's still pretty similar to how I had it organized at the old place, but I really like this current organization. It has my lovely picture drawn by Solette Cosplay on it, Ocean Space, and of course one of the pictures I got from one of my masquerade experiences where the Den Mom actually drew my cosplay. I have all sorts of things like that on here. I like to have them there because these are just things that make me happy and I like seeing them, and it's nice having them in my creative space. Next up are my award ribbons. I like to display my ribbons up in order, and they're just something I can look at to remind myself, like, yeah, I won these things, and they really kind of motivate me sometimes if I'm feeling in a rough spot, and it's just nice seeing these reminders of things I've done and masquerades that I've entered. I quite enjoy having them around to look at, and I like displaying them like this. Now, something nice about having the new chest of drawers is actually that I have more space to display things. I used to have my little shelf of cute things kind of crammed away in a corner in my old place, and it wasn't a very good use of space. So now I have this big surface to display things, like my pull-up doll collection, which you can see me starting to organize and display right here, and also my Magical Girl figures. I have a lot of my Zelda collection elsewhere in the house, but I want to put my like cutesier things up here in this space because they kind of match the vibe a little better up here. I'm actually really happy with this little section. I'm glad I can display some of my collecting pieces like this.
Catherine's here, and she's helping me put up some wall things.
Bang, bang.
Because we're hanging up this thing over here. We're gonna set it up today. That's the plan. Yay! It's staying!
Yep, that's how I'm
Yay!
That's straight?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! For those who don't know my cousin Catherine, she is an extremely talented artist and also very good at putting up art. She did study in fine arts after all. So she's really good and efficient at getting things up on the wall in an efficient and timely and really organized manner. So she helped me out a lot by helping me get things like my diploma up on the wall, the display case, and also we went on a lovely little trip to Michael's and got a ton of frames for all the different things we needed framed around the house. So you can kind of see that we were doing some cosplay prints here, and there was also some prints for my boyfriend's office, as well as other areas of the house. We got a lot done on this day, and I'm very thankful she came over to help me. Now, something you might have been a little bit curious about earlier in the video was that display case we were putting up. And that was to display these little figurines. These are little clay figurines made by my dear friend Claudia that my mom commissioned for me. They represent about 10 first years of cosplaying for me, and I try to put them in order of when I wore each costume. So this has my first cosplay all the way to my last cosplay within the first 10 years of cosplay. They're really lovely. I love them so much. I like to have them displayed somewhere where they can be seen. And this display case that my grandpa and my mom made for me to display them all in is so lovely. It's just very heavy, and I'm glad Catherine came to help me with it because it is a pain to hang up. But it's so worth it because I really love these pieces. I've been considering maybe I should do a video on this little collection at one point, so if you think I should do that, be sure to let me know.
This is the room when you first enter from the hallway. So when you turn to the right are my prints. Some of them are a little hidden behind the door, but usually the door is a little open like that. And from this angle, you can see them all, which is usually the angle I will be seeing when I'm in the room. The mannequin will be moving around depending on what I'm working on, but for now, she's gonna sit right in front of the prints. I have my diplomas right there. I have the brand new Comic-Con de Quebec sign up there, signed by both of us. And my little cosplay figures as well, which documents my first 10 years of cosplay in little figure form made by my friend Claudia. My cosplay prints of myself are over on this wall with photos by Jason Setnick Photography and Theorem Productions up here with Lissa, and my Lissa stacks. I felt it looked really good there next to them. I have 3 of my more unique awards over here, trophy and plaque, right above the cute shelf. Cute shelf featuring my pull-up dolls and my Magical Girl figures and Arceus for some reason, and Frostfire Annie for some reason. But everything else is Magical Girls, so they're there. This is my drawers with all my fabric and threads, all in there by color. This one has my box of lace and lace trims here, my black and white fabrics. Here are my warmer tones, yellows and oranges, reds and pinks. There's a lot of pinks. And the bottommost drawer, cooler tones with my purples, indigos, blues, and greens. Now over here is one of these stars of the show. It's my closet. First off, to the right of me is my bookshelf, kind of frames the area quite nicely. And I have my more interesting con badges here, things with like ribbons and stuff. So you can see my awesome ribbon collections. But inside the closet's where it gets interesting. On the surface, this looks like just a regular closet, but my house has a slant. It's an older home, so slanted walls against here. So this closet is extremely, extremely deep. Even though I have it filled with boxes of stuff like my wig boxes, boxes to carry all my anime figures, all sorts of things in here, there's still tons of space. You can still fit several people in here. It's absolutely huge, and challenge to keep the cat out of it because he wants in so bad. But it just keeps going. There's so much storage space in here. And it doesn't look like it from here, but it keeps going this way as well. I have most of my costumes are actually over here by quite a lot. I still have so much room for more. And then of course next to the closet is my bookshelf. The top shelf is kind of a headgear plus Ravio plushie because it matches my Ravio. Funny enough, I can't actually keep the ears on it this way because, well, it's too tall that way. You know, headgear, hats, things like that. So I have my Monica bag, which is my go-to convention bag. You know, cute little things. Gotta have the Starbucks cup on full display. Sketchbooks and art tools and such over here. This is just a shelf with wigs and other things. So I have my tiara over here. I've got my elf ears where I can grab them easily because I do a lot of Zelda cosplays. Down here, I get into some of my books. So this shelf has my smaller of the books. So down here are some of my bigger books that are more textbook-like or really tall. So these are some textbook type books over here. And then like my go-to sewing book where I can grab it really easy because I love this book. I got some really cool patterns that were given to me from Williamsburg by a family member of Sam's. So I have them kind of like displayed over here because I think they're so cool looking in general. I have some of my cosplay shoes over here just because I thought they looked cute there. Yeah, so these are more my textbook type books, instructionals. And these are my smaller books, but like a lot of them are cosplay books. I have fabulous cosplay footwear by Cowbutt Crunchies here. I have the Jedi Manda book, which is amazing, by the way. The Yaya Hans book, Bernadette Banner. And then I have like some other books I like a lot right here. So there's a lot of the smaller books, as well as my historical, like actually like they're costume history, but they're also historical books here as well, because I think they look really cool there. Props of the Wild here, as well as my cosplay magazines that I'm in. If you guys think I should do some cosplay book reviews, I'm really been considering it, and these are really cool, and I'd like to tell you guys more about them. And there's a ton of new cosplay books coming out recently, so if you guys think I should start doing cosplay book reviews, because I mean, I'm starting to collect cosplay books anyway, and I want to collect more because I really appreciate the cosplay community writing books. So over towards the doorway, we have my cosplay ribbons up here. I'm apparently not allowed to win anymore because I don't know where they'll go. I have my bulletin board over here with a bunch of fun things on it, including my Art of Wigs rainbow wheel, so I can look at this as a resource for picking wig colors, which is so handy, and I have it there so I can just grab it easy. Maidwin Cosplay and I made a joke that whoever gets a house first gets the award of invitation award. As a joke, because the housing market's been crazy and we both did not think we were gonna get a house anytime soon. Coincidentally, we got our offer accepted 2 weeks after WCS. I didn't actually think that would happen, but there it is. There's the award of invitation, and that's all above my ironing board. It's actually a really good spot to have it. A lot of you might remember my beautiful sewing machine table that my mom customized with my brother-in-law. It's beautiful. I have a video talking a little bit more about it in my last room tour video when I moved into the apartment. I quite like that the dresser, the little mini sewing table, and the bookshelf, while not exact matches, actually look pretty good together. They're very similar. And now to get to the most interesting part of the room, I think, because this is a weird room. I'll give you that. Because like that's the closet. What's this? This is like a little side room that's attached to the room. And it's basically where I've put a lot of my more crafting stuff and storage space. So over here, this is the linen closet right here. And it's also a really great spot to hang my hoop skirt. But this is all just basically storage space. It's all kind of crammed in here, but hey, it works. It's good storage space, honestly. So I have like my foams and like interfacings and my drafting paper over here. Drafting tools are over here with extra paper. You can see a little ruler sticking out. Extra threads, all taped up because I haven't taken the tape off yet, but I basically taped them all up to move them. So extra threads, notions and such. My wig styling heads right here, out of the way. My extra drawers, extra crafting gear in them, and extra crafting stuff up here as well. My serger stays in here because I don't really have a space for it out there. And when I do sew with it, I put it over there. You know, so I have like all the different things in here. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this little adventure as I set up my new sewing room and give you the final tour. I am very excited about this space. I'm very excited that it's also done so I can actually start working on things. I actually haven't sewn anything for myself since July before WCS, so it's gonna be really nice to just get back into that. I could not be happier with this space, and of course the entire house. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this little adventure. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff to see what I do next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.